The greatest wildlife experience in the world might be a lot closer than you think.
Ryan, we're not talking about African safaris today, and Tanzania is actually pretty far away.
Ah, yes, you are correct. But this is the last time we're going to mention giraffes and elephants on today's episode.
So, if we're not talking about Africa, but we still have an amazing wildlife experience, where are we going today?
There's a little chain of islands off the coast of Ecuador that you might have heard about.
That's right, Pizza Pals. This is one of the most heavily controlled, biodiverse, and remote places on Earth. Stick around because today we're going to the Galapagos.
Welcome back to One Slice at a Time, the podcast where we talk travel one slice at a time. I'm Ryan Joy, a travel advisor specializing in large group travel, especially university alumni and organizations that just want to bring people together.
And I'm Stephanie Pakosta, a travel advisor specializing in multi-generational family vacations. I help families make memories that everyone actually wants to remember.
Last week, we did a deep dive on the typical Rhine River itinerary. I'm offering a group sailing in September of 2027, and we even have a celebration of beer theme.
Nice. And if you have just a little interest in the Rhine River, you're going to want to listen to that episode that we did last week. But as we talked about just a second ago, we're going to the Galapagos this week.
Get ready to roll out some dough because this one isn't cheap.
But it also isn't as expensive as some of the other expeditions you can take.
That's right. And it's a whole lot easier to get to than places like the Mekong or an African safari.
All right, guys, the server just dropped off a piping hot pie, and I'm hungry to learn about the Galapagos, so let's dig in.
A lot of people don't even know where the Galapagos are, so let's zero in on that first.
Sure. Okay, guys, the Galapagos are a small chain of islands 800 miles off of the coast of Ecuador.
And that puts them right on the equator, so you can expect hot temperatures all year round.
This location is what makes the destination so incredibly special. No place on Earth have the inhabitants gone to such great lengths to maintain a harmonious relationship with nature, such that people can live and explore side by side with amazing wildlife.
Right. The uniqueness of this area was understood way back in 1967, and some of the pioneers of exploration, like Lars-Erik-Lindblad, actually worked with the local government to develop rules and regulations around visiting the Galapagos, and most of those rules remain in place and enforced today.
That was incredible forethought when you sit and think about that. Pizza Pals, so far we've kind of been dancing around what makes this place so incredibly special, but it's the wildlife, period.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
it is.
That's right. And there's so much of it.
Right.
The Galapagos penguin, people don't usually think that you can find penguins in warm weather environments, but this is where you can find the Galapagos penguin, and it's the only place the Galapagos penguin exists on the planet. So very, very cool. You can also see seals, sea lions, orcas. You can actually be in the water with the seals. Pretty incredible.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not afraid of you. Okay, and then there's the giant tortoise. This is a dinosaur.
The draw.
Right? You see all these pictures of people photographing the giant tortoise, and it's incredible because they're just not afraid of you. So you can be among them. They don't close up, go into their shell or whatever. You can just be amongst this wildlife. It's incredible. There's also the blue-footed booby.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the world do you see blue anything in the wild? That's just so unique. And then the marine iguanas, these are lizards that swim. What? What is happening? So anyway, these animals, they're not afraid of you. You can be near them. You can see the most unique species that are on the planet because they've evolved differently than in other places because they are so remote.
These are the type of animals that you might rarely see in a zoo, Ryan. And here you are just like walking around with them and getting close to them. This is really any type of nature lover's dream trip, or anybody that's into going somewhere where very few people before them have gone. This is that once in a lifetime trip.
Yeah, and only like 100 people can go on an island at one time. That's part of those rules and regulations that we talked about. So it is
very exclusive.
very exclusive, very few people going. You want to go with a company like National Geographic, who has the naturalists that are going to guide you and point out different things and tell you how to take the right photos and stuff. So incredible place to go. But wait, Stephanie, there is more.
Of course there is. We always do deluxe pies around here, Ryan.
After you've spent a week in the Galapagos photographing the most incredible wildlife and the landscapes, by the way, imaginable, you should know that you're only a short plane ride away from Peru and another bucket list item in Machu Picchu.
Wait. You end the trip in Ecuador and then you go to Peru?
Now, that's how you plus up an unplus-upable trip. In Peru, you can visit the City of Kings, which is Lima, the capital, go to open-air markets in the Sacred Valley, and then, of course, Machu Picchu itself. So I put together this Galapagos trip, and then separately, I worked with Kensington Tours to put together the Machu Picchu extension for people. And let me read from the Kensington Tours description of this section, because what am I going to say about it that they don't say right here? So you're going to meander through the sleepy town and arrive at a centrally located train station where you'll bid farewell to your local assistant and board the iconic Vista Dome. Having settled in, the train will depart along a route that traces the river, affording striking views of the dramatic landscape as you approach the valley below Machu Picchu. After a 2-hour journey, the Vista Dome will pull into a train station on the foothills beneath the ancient citadel in Machu Picchu. You're going to board a shuttle bus there and begin the 30-minute ascent up Machu Picchu mountain on switchback roads that are carved into the mountainside. Buses depart every 30 minutes or so. Steeped in mystery and surrounded by breathtaking ambient scenery, Machu Picchu remains one of the world's most celebrated archaeological treasures. During a private guided circuit tour of approximately 2.5 hours, discover the fascinating history, remarkable engineering, and enduring legacy of this ancient Inca citadel while taking in spectacular views of the surrounding mountains and river far below. Do you want to go, Stephanie? Right?
Yes, of course I want to go. Of course I want to go. Who wouldn't want to go on this? So guys, this is really a once in a lifetime type trip. And Ryan has done a perfect job of blending together immersive National Geographic cruise to the Galapagos with this beautifully curated Kensington post tour to Machu Picchu. This is an amazing itinerary. But before we sail away any further,
Stephanie and I want to remind you that we are travel advisors. This is what we do every single day.
That's right. Whether you're planning a quick weekend recharge, a big family vacation, or a trip like this that you have been talking about for years, we are here to help.
And with that, let's talk about some pizza.
Yep, it's time for Ryan's Crusty Review.
Last week, we alluded to the fact that I am traveling a little bit right now, and we're recording this episode ahead because I am going to be traveling so much in the month of July and early August. So I mentioned last week we went to the Harvest in my hometown, and then we're going to Mandy's for pizza. Let me tell you about Mandy's. Mandy's is this really small hole-in-the-wall place. It's on the corner.
Okay.
It's so unassuming. You cannot eat inside. It's you go up, you make your order, whatever. You have to take it home. Like I have not lived in my hometown in over 20 years, and I could still tell you the phone number is 747-0911. This is how often we would eat this particular pizza. I'm not sure what circumstances would bring you to Fort Edward, New York, but if you happen to go there, this is a place you should go. You should get the pizza. They're actually really well known for their finger rolls as well. So please enjoy.
What rating are you getting?
Oh my gosh.
So last week was an 8 out of 8. But I think that was pure nostalgia. So what are we giving Mandy's this week?
Well, this one's totally different taste, and everything about it is totally different than the Harvest from last week. But it's still so good. I guess I'll give it a 7.
A 7 out of 8. All right.
It's a toss-up. Only because I just gave an 8 last week. Otherwise, I'd give it an 8.
So guys, you see how pizza has shaped Ryan's life. He had an 8 out of an 8 and a 7 out of 8 pizza place as he was growing up. So, of course, he grew up to love pizza.
That's right. That's right.
Another thing you guys can't miss, including the pizza here in Ryan's hometown, is this trip. We know you want to go, guys. How could you want to miss this?
Yeah. Yeah, I have something cooked up. So straight out of the oven, I have a 7-night Galapagos group with National Geographic-Lindblad expedition starting on September 18th, 2027. We're following that with an optional 8-night land tour through Peru to experience Machu Picchu with Kensington Tours.
You did say something about rolling out the dough earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, this is 2 incredible bucket list opportunities. I'm going to offer them together, but they can actually be purchased separately. So if someone wanted to do just Galapagos or just Peru, we can do that.
All right, Ryan. How much dough are we talking about rolling out?
Okay, so the Galapagos portion starts at $6,900 per person, and the Peru portion is about $4,500 per person. I want to mention this too, though. National Geographic-Lindblad expeditions basically pioneered tourism in the Galapagos. So they are far and away the most knowledgeable in the area.
Yes.
They offer an experience that really...
worth it.
Yeah, nobody else can offer the experience that they can, not with their attention to ecotourism, the amazing naturalists, and all the things. Kensington Tours, who is doing the Peru extension, is pretty much my go-to for anything on land. They were absolutely the very first company that I contacted when I was looking for Machu Picchu. And they crushed it. So I didn't have to continue.
Right.
Yep.
And while, guys, that may seem like a lot of dough, it actually really seems like a relatively small price to pay for this trip of a lifetime.
Yeah, I think so. And like I said, you can do one or both.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Next week, we're going to talk about a European destination that Ryan will have just returned from by then.
Yeah, we're talking about someplace I've been so often over the last few years that I might have to start paying taxes. It's Portugal, ladies and gentlemen.
So if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
And for more travel ideas, destination guides, and the occasional pizza reference, visit extracheese.fun and subscribe to the written companion of this podcast.
Ryan, are you going back to Mandy's tonight or are you going to the Harvest? What are we having for dinner?
It's Mandy's tonight. You remember the phone number? 7470911.
No, Mandy should give you a free pizza for the advertising we're doing for him right now.
That's right.
Pizza pals, we hope you'll be here next week as we head to Portugal. Until then, keep traveling the world.
One slice at a time. Bye.
Have a great week, guys. Bye.